Greetings from Karen Sullivan, and I am here today to go through a great program. I have the title, as you've seen, is 8 Ingredients to Wellness. Let me rephrase that. 8 different things that we need to be aware of to work toward our wellness, because we're just these complete packages. Well, a lot of times everybody calls me, talks to me, things that you read in the papers, everybody is talking about getting fit. And that's important. And Life Health More, you see on the Facebook page, it has that picture that says, Get Fit in 2018. Begin your journey to a leaner, healthier, and more energized you. Well, in order to do that, you have to take care of several things in your fitness and health program, in your life. And, we're like fine diamonds. We're multifaceted. And that's what holistic wellness is about. 2018 is the year that I am dedicating myself to helping everybody be the very best version of themselves. Okay. And to do that, you have to look at the whole picture. And a lot of times with holistic issues or conversations that we might have, people think we're talking about the body and the mind. And we are. That's just part of it. That's just the tip of the iceberg, so to speak. So the next 8 weeks, actually all the way through, not 8 Mondays, but 8 times that I'm with you, actually 9 times, the entire month of March, starting on the 1st of March, which is Thursday. And I am going to be doing a show that's going to be highlighting each of the 8 ingredients for wellness. Now, I'm going to share those with you in just a minute. But I want you to understand the reason for this. The reasoning is that if you are not a full, perfect, polished stone, diamond, there are going to be parts of you that might pull you away from your fitness path. When we look at diet and exercise, well, that's all well and good, but you have emotional stuff that happens, and that's where the brain, the mind come into play, but it even gets deeper than that, okay? So let me try to touch base on those here. It's more than mind and body, and here are the 8 things. I'm just going to name them off for you. We are starting with exercise, which is the number 1. And you might think you've heard it all. I have got some special things to share with you regarding exercise. Okay. So we will talk about that on Thursday. The next thing, pardon me, it's been a great couple weeks here. The next thing is habits, whether you have habits that you're trying to break or habits that you want to begin. For example, let's say you want to stop smoking. Well, that's beginning a new habit, okay? Let's say that you have issues with drugs of some nature. If we've become too reliant on even over-the-counter medications, and see if there's something else we can do to work with that. Nutrition, I like to call it nutrition and fuel, and that's your diet. That's the things that you eat. And it's not just the foods that you eat, but the things that you drink also. Okay. So that'll be in our 3rd one. The 4th one is going to be sleep. You might think that that's kind of a silly subject to talk about when it comes to wellness, but if you're not rested, you're just headed down the path of destruction. That's when injuries happen. Have you ever seen a 2-year-old where they're just too exhausted to go on, and they'll cry and cry? I had one of my kids cried and cried and cried, and I was like, what is wrong? And he said, I'm too tired to take my shoes off. It happens. And as an adult, there are other things that we just cannot face, that we just cannot deal with if there's exhaustion. It also has an impact on the body itself, separate from how you're feeling. Your body will respond, and not in a great way. Okay, so we'll be talking about sleep and rest. This is the 5th one. When I was working with this, I thought, oh dear, ouch, that hurts. The 5th one is fun and exercise. I don't take the time. I will admit it right up front. This has reminded me that I really need to work on this a lot. I don't take the time to have fun and relax. And I mean doing things with friends, spending the time to go out for a walk. My walks are business. Right now I'm doing elliptical or I'm on the bike, but it's business. I got to get that workout in and I got to do it. And walking in nature is something I love, but I haven't done. So fun and recreation is a huge part of what our lives should be like. And then there's work. And that I'm not going to say anything else about that yet, but there's work. And that's a toughie. We'll talk about that in following that fun and recreation. Let's see. Now the next thing is your self-image and the self-talk and that little voice inside that's doing things. We will be discussing about the brain and how the brain responds to the things that you say and believe. Powerful stuff here, guys. Then we're going to talk about a higher power, spirit, and God. And we're going to talk about relying on something outside of ourselves. So that should prove to be a really interesting conversation that we'll be having. Okay. Let's see. The next thing is, we're going to pull it together, and I am going to talk about coaching. As a matter of fact, these things are the points that I work with my coaching clients. When I do that one-on-one coaching, I work with them. So when I speak to you, I've talked to you about this before. When I'm sharing with you here live on Facebook, or again later on my YouTube channel, you're able to follow me there. When you do that, I have to speak in generalities, because everybody's going to have a different answer to the same question. And sometimes I don't ask the same question of every single client. So, it's really ultimately, this is what coaching is about. And I want to explain more in the 9th session how you pull all of these things together and make some progress and make some real lasting changes in you. This is about self-awareness. This is about growth. So right now, I will ask you for an action step, the thing that I'm going to ask you to do between now and when we talk on Thursday, and as we're going through the whole 8 different ingredients. I want you to think about each thing as we're talking about them and try to decide which thing you want to work on first. That's always my rule, is that, you are going to make a change. You need to change one thing first. So sort of think about these things that I've talked about and what thing might you want to, work with. And then make sure that you're there to see the show, or that you watch it in replay. And then you can begin to see how you can make some changes. And I will be giving some suggestions. It's not that I'm not going to be giving any suggestions. You know me, I'll give you something to work with to try it out. But the coaching is a process that's phenomenal, and I would love to work with you on one-on-one. I've got several people. I work with somebody later this afternoon, and we just do Skyping on, actually I use Zoom now on the computer, and a few people who are older generation are not interested in doing the computer, so we just, talk on the phone. But it's great to look at somebody's face. So understand that it doesn't matter where you are. I work with people from all over the country. So how do you get to be the best version of yourself? You be willing to understand that you need to make changes in your body. Why? Well, if your health or your fitness is a question, then that would be a really good reason. If you don't like the clothes or the way your clothes feel or how you look in your clothes, that's another reason. But it can also be a matter of you don't feel well. You just flat out don't feel well. And you can't keep saying to the doctor, I need a pill for this or I need a pill for that. It could be as basic as the bottom line, 8 ingredients of wellness that are going to help you to feel better. This is the year for you to really grab the bull by the horns. Let's start working on the things that will help you to be a better, healthier, stronger, and ultimately happier person. If you have any questions at all, please send me a little note here in either replay or live. Either way, I will get back to you with that answer. And also, you can join my email list at lifehealthmore.net. And if you have anything you need, guys, get in touch. I'd be glad to help you. Be well.